What would you do if in the dead of night you saw yourself standing at the end of the hallway, grinning, while holding a knife that was supposed to be tucked away in your kitchen? Dear Medusa, I am Jomar, 26 years old, currently living in an old apartment building in Sampaloc, Manila. Before I begin my story, I want to clarify that everything I'm about to say is based on a true experience. I'll keep the specific details of the building private for the security of those who still live there today. I grew up in the province, surrounded by my grandmother's stories about lost souls. She used to say that if someone sees you in a place where you know you aren't actually present, it's a dark omen. A doppelganger. They say these spirits try to steal your identity bit by bit until you become the shadow and they become the person. I used to think it was just a scare tactic to get me home early. But everything changed when I moved to Manila to review for my board exams. I was living alone in a studio unit. It started with small things. One night, the building guard texted me, "Sir Jomar, why did you go out of the building in just your boxers? People are staring at you." I bolted up right in bed, Medusa. I never went out. In fact, I had just finished showering and was wearing my pajamas. I laughed it off, thinking the guard was just dreaming or hallucinating from lack of sleep. One night, I came home at midnight from a group study session. The moment I entered the unit, I felt a strange heaviness in the air. It smelled like earth, that distinct scent of a freshly dug grave. The lights were out, so I used my phone's flashlight. When I turned toward the bathroom mirror, my world stopped. I saw myself. It wasn't a reflection. He was standing by the bathroom door. He was wearing the exact blue polo shirt I had worn the day before, my favorite one. But something was wrong. His eyes had no spark. They were like two bottomless black holes. And his smile? Medusa, that wasn't a human smile. His lips were stretched so wide they almost reached his ears. He slowly raised his hand. He was holding my comb. He began combing his hair while staring at me, and with every stroke, I heard the sickening creak of bones. "I'll take over for now," he whispered. The voice. It was my voice. But it sounded like it was echoing from deep underground. My flashlight suddenly flickered and died. In the pitch black, I felt a cold breath on the back of my neck. I bolted out the unit, never looking back, running even though I was barefoot. The next day, I returned with a priest. In the middle of my bedroom floor, we found a pile of wet soil and strands of my hair that looked like they had been intentionally cut and left there. I realized then that the old folks were right. That wasn't just a ghost. It was a creature slowly consuming my existence. If I hadn't won that night, maybe the person talking to you now wouldn't be the real Jomar. Maybe he would be the one walking the world while I remained trapped in the dark. To everyone listening, never ignore it when people tell you, I saw you at this place, especially if you know you weren't there. Avoid staring at yourself in the mirror for too long in the early hours of the morning. Guard your shadows. Don't let the darkness dictate who you are. Thank you, Medusa, for the chance to share the story. This program serves as a voice for those of us who have experienced the unexplainable. God bless, and may we all stay safe in the middle of the night. Sincerely, Jomar. Whew, this is absolutely bone chilling, Jomar. While I was reading this, I could almost feel the cold draft in that studio unit. You know, in our folklore, a doppelganger isn't just a look-alike. They are mimics with malicious intent. So, Jomar, I'm glad you trusted your instincts and won. Sometimes, our bodies know before our minds do when something isn't human. So, to our listeners, be careful and don't let these entities lurking in your own likeness steal who you are. Until our next video, this is Medusa saying, have a good night.